Welcome to the Pickleball Innovators Podcast, which shines a spotlight on the movers and shakers in the fast-growing pickleball club space. Today, we're joined by Tim Keightley, CEO of Center Court Pickleball, a multi-location club brand that has become known for its world-class indoor courts, member-first philosophy, and a relentless focus on elevating the player experience. In this episode, Tim shares how his decades of experience in the global health and fitness industry are shaping the way Center Court operates and grows, what the brand learned building its first 3 locations that's already changing the 4th, and why he believes sustained, intentional growth is the only way to build something that truly lasts in this industry. Let's get into it. I think the last time we spoke, you had just joined as CEO. So I think, how long has that been?
20 months. So it was in 2024.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'll go off script a little bit, but I'd love to hear how the last couple years have been for you.
Fun. I'll use the word fun, engaging, a lot more work than I first thought, simply because it's a brand new industry. So I come from health and fitness, as you know, and that had been going for about 30, 40 years. And this industry is where that was 25 years ago. So in many ways, in a wonderful way, it was Groundhog Day. So I would say most of the work behind the scenes and only the tip of the iceberg is being seen.
Yeah.
But I'm blessed. What a fun environment.
Can you talk specifically about where the industry kind of lags behind the club industry as a comparison?
Yeah, the simple answer to that is, if you go back to the health and fitness industry, which was a pastime, which became a small business, which then became, wait a minute, it could run a few of these, to it's an investment, worldwide industry, so on and so forth. I feel pickleball has gone past the pastime, and now people are starting to realize that it is a business. It is a future industry. It's become one, but I wouldn't say it's one that has its foundations and strengths and it truly understands what it is yet, because it's trying to keep pace with the pace of growth. So it does remind me of the health and fitness business back in the 90s.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I know that Center Court's going to be opening its 4th location, which is a great milestone. So tell me just what you're most excited about with this new location.
There's a few things. I would say the first and foremost, just purely from the location itself, it's our 2.0 version. So we built the first 3 clubs, very different areas of the valley, very different demographics, but we've had a great opportunity now to learn from that. So the 2.0, there's going to be some things that were in the previous 3 that will not be there. And there's going to be some things in this one that we've learned from the previous 3 that we're going to enhance. Just very simple to give you an idea. We're going to have 13 courts in the same space, whereas in the one behind me, a Scottsdale one, has got 12 courts. So there's still world-class, there's still outdoor courts built indoors, still the same magnificent setup to play, but we've removed a few things that we've realized members are not too concerned about. At the end of the day, they just want to play one more game. That's been exciting. Internally, it's really exciting for us because we can now centralize where our training is and where our support center is. We don't call it a corporate office because that creates barriers. It's a support center. So the team and myself, our job is to support the team in the clubs so they can support the members. So Scottsdale will be right in the heart of the valley, no more than a maximum 30-minute drive from any of our other clubs. So we built the training center in this location. And something I learned from the health and fitness business, if you can maintain your support center and your training and keep it in a live environment, i.e. there's pickleball going on right now as you walk in, you stay so much more grounded and related to the business itself. Build a corporate office in, I don't know, the middle of whatever city you're in, you can't help it. You've already disconnected yourself from the real business. So
that makes sense.
Those alone, and it's going to give a maximum value to one of our core goals. So one of the things we've been focusing on here is to really be members focused. So we've restructured our memberships. We've designed them in such a way, there's 3 tiers, and the second and third tier is allowing members full access to all the other clubs as part of that membership. So a big win for us there. So we will now be growing from, if you were a member of one club, for example, this one, you've got 12 courts. Now you're going to have access to 51 indoor courts at any one time. Another big win. And last but not least, it's great to grow the footprint in the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask about the multi-location membership offering and if you feel that that will be very attractive to players in your area.
Yeah, it's been very popular because particularly as we start to get into peak season, you're going to find that from our perspective, 120 degrees outside, more and more people want to be indoors. The advantage of being a members-focused business, which we truly are, is members can book 6, 8, 10 days in advance. They can also book at the other locations with a multi-club membership, simply meaning that they can have reservations every single day in the valley and play every single day, and varieties of spice of life. They can play in different places.
And then going back to what you were saying about the new location, maybe de-emphasizing some of the amenities or things that you realized members maybe didn't care about. Do you mind to elaborate a little bit about what those are?
One of the things we looked at was pickleball's a community. Communities like to socialize. But what we've learned is people like to socialize on the pickleball court or next to the pickleball court. So we have a large social area in our first three. We have a large refreshment wall, alcoholic, non-alcoholic. They are fantastic for events. So when people book the facility for events, but for our everyday members, they just want to play pickleball. So if we could remove that, which we did for the next one, and build a new court, that allows us to have more members in at any one time doing what they love best, which is playing pickleball. We kept the refreshments. We just put them in a fridge out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Any other just keys to success so far or top learnings?
I will say this. There's something I was taught more years ago than I care to remember. Always be a student, never an expert. That way you keep learning. So every day we're learning something here. For us, like the club we're in right now, it's a thriving club. There's 800 members in the off season, 12 courts, but it's quite noisy. It's indoors. So one of the things we've learned about indoors is acoustics. So for example, here at the end of this month, going into early April, we're about to invest 150,000 in putting an acoustic ceiling across the courts so that people can have a better experience. There are lower value propositions to do that, but our ambition is that our members not only enjoy playing here, they refer us, and they never want to go anywhere else. Hence our vision statement of grow the game of pickleball and inspire our members to play for life. So acoustics is one. Knowing access. So again, I'll use this location. It's 3 minutes off the highway. We have another one that's 5 or 6 minutes off the highway, but for some people, they tell us it's too far.
Okay.
So knowing access, thoroughfares, routes, that type of thing, that helps us. Real estate is really intense, and particularly here in Arizona, it's one of the most competitive health and fitness markets, meaning everybody wants 30 to 40,000 square boxes. We have far more specificity, i.e. we want 17.5-foot ceilings. We need certain spaces. Well, health clubs don't need that. So real estate is a challenge for us, but making sure that we do it economically correct. So I know we might talk about growth, but the way I look at it is our goal is to have sustained growth rather than rapid expansion and find out that we were too rapid.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything more that you can share about the vision for Center Court over the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, first and foremost, I believe in winning your home games. Any sport in the world, make sure your home is your fortress. So number one, here in the Valley, which has become the mecca of pickleball, in my opinion, humble as it is, let's create a presence, which could be 6 to 8 locations across the Valley, where we become known as best in class. I'm not saying we're better than anybody else. Don't need to be, and nor do they than us. We just need to be best in what we say we provide. So we're going to own our home games here first. That allows us as well to learn. Every day we're learning something new. As we get more locations, there's different ideas, like we're building in an internal league right now. Speaking of Ryan Treffery, works alongside me, who's 2-time national champion, and I hope 3-time come the end of this year, who's designing a league purely within Center Court, but is taking the best of other places. So we're trying to be innovative, but be members focused with it. We do that. I'll just say in 3 to 5 years, the best way I can describe it is options. We want to grow, whether that is grow internally, whether that's growing with a partner, whether that is possibly going a franchise route. I don't have the answers for you, but I do know we're looking at it all. But what we really need to know is we have proof of concept before we go beyond the Valor, and we'll get there.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, let's zoom out a little bit beyond just Center Court and look at the pickleball industry as a whole. You mentioned real estate. Any other challenges that you feel the industry is facing?
Standards. I'll just say standards, and that can mean anything to everyone, because I first played pickleball on an outdoor basketball court and then on an indoor basketball court. So I thought that was pickleball until I came to a place like this, which, like I said, is truly world class. So we've got to have our standards. And what I mean by that is be who you say you're going to be. So if your standard is playing indoors on a basketball court, be that. And that's fantastic. But don't say you're something else. Same for us. We have standards here. So we spend 3 times more than perhaps we should on our lighting. So all our lighting is indirect, faces the ceiling, so you don't get that glare. So just be who you're going to be. Standard number one, decide who you're going to be. So we're a member focused business. Would I love to say we are absolutely members only? I would love to, but here in Arizona, that's difficult with the seasonality, the snowbirds, but we are 100% focused towards our members. But that doesn't suit everybody's economic model, and nor should it. So I always say be who you are. And then for the industry itself, we've got to grow courts. And I can't remember the stats, so I'm not even going to try and quote them. But I think we have about 127 people to one court, something crazy like that, depends what you read. So if we want to keep up with the game before that popularity wanes, we've got to make sure we build courts, do it the right way. And then from the health and fitness business, something that happened really well with the Health and Fitness Association, we worked brilliantly. I was lucky enough to work with a company. We were overseeing 500 locations in 17 countries. We learned from every other, I wouldn't even call them competitor, fellow provider in the industries. One thing I really believe this industry needs to do, and it's starting to do, work together. We truly have manna from heaven. We have enough people wanting to play this game without competing with each other. So I've seen this happen. Build 4 more pickleball centers in this parking lot outside here, and we'll all be happy if we're doing it together with the same purpose. So that'll be really important for us. We have a challenge in Europe. Obviously, I'm not from this side of the water. How do we compete with what they want? But if we go to Asia, it's quite the opposite. And let's get into the Olympics. And then for me personally, because of my background, with your health being your wealth, how do we truly demonstrate so we go beyond people who just love pickleball to the seniors, to the juniors, to the insurance companies that, no, this is health. This prolongs your life. How do we go about that? And then, if you don't mind, I'll give you one more. It's related to that. I recently had my knee replaced 4 months ago, 60 years of hammering the hell out of it. And my surgeon says to me, pickleball? Oh, I love pickleball. I said, do you play? He said, no. I said, well, why do you love it? It's my annuity for retirement. Pickleball is now then more people with injuries than anybody. So how do we as an industry educate our players who only want to run in 2 minutes before their game and use their first game to warm up? Wait a minute. We've got to do something, A, to prevent injury, therefore play longer, and B, to improve performance. So one of the things we're going to try, you asked me earlier, so you just brought it to mind. One of the things we're going to try in our new location, we're going to bring something in from the health and fitness industry, which has also been used in physio, rehab. It's been used on astronauts. We're going to bring in power plates and simple stretch cages, which is going to allow people to warm up and cool down in 3 minutes. So you don't need to do a 20-minute cycle. You come in, you use this amazing platform, follow this regimen, you're good to go. Because most of the injuries in pickleball are occurring between games, not when you first run on the court, because you play, you win, elevation, everything's running, then you sit down and you get up and off you go. So we're going to put this in and we're helping our members. And we know that 2 or 3 minutes could save them 30 days throughout the year where they're not injured and their performance goes up. So I think I answered your question with many different balls in the air. I quite simply said, let's go from a business to an industry to a community that really does just say, why would you be anywhere else?
Yeah, I think what you're saying, coming from the health and fitness industry, the recovery trend is huge with them putting, like you said, power plate, massage chairs, cryotherapy, red light therapy. And it's really to treat the athlete as a whole person and not just an exerciser that does strength training equipment.
Yeah, it's, I'll say it in a very different way. It's a very exciting time to be in a very exciting industry where there's 168 hours in a week. Most people have work. So we get an opportunity for, depending on the individual, some of our members play 30 hours a month, by the way, and more, all the way down to 2 to 4 hours a month. During that time, it's their social time. So what a wonderful industry to be in, where you can bring a smile to people's face while they're doing something they passionately love and they're passionate, and at the same time doing them good. I love it.
All right. Well, is there anything that you want to share that I didn't ask?
The thing that I've learned from this, it still goes back to our philosophy that I was taught many years ago for our business as we grow our business model. We focus on what's called 531, and I'm happy to share this. And if anybody wants to know more about it at any point, please reach out to me. But 531 means we look at 5 Ps for our business. What's our purpose? So ours is to grow the game of pickleball, inspire members, play for life. What's the product you provide that delivers that? We're working on it. It's going on right behind us. The process, how do you get that into the hands of the members as easy as possible? What are your performance goals so that we are successful and can grow more clubs? And then the last but not least, who are the people? What type of people are required for that? I share that because this industry, more than any since I first started 30 years ago in the health and fitness business, has reminded me, get those in order. I always say this about me. I don't like technology. So if you were running a technology company and hired me thinking that, hey, you put me on the bus, you're going to fail because I'm the idiot with technology. So do the first 4 Ps, and the fifth one you can really spend all your time on. Every decision we make is based on 3 wins, not 2. If it's a win for the member, if it's a win for the team that looks them in the eye and makes a difference every day, and it's a win for the company, we should have already done it. And then the last one, the most important one, which is where I believe our cultural difference is for our team. What one thing can the team do, and I'm part of the team, every day before we walk out the door and go home, that's going to make an impact and a positive difference for somebody. Even if it's as simple as just saying, holding the door open and say, welcome, have a great game. Those things really matter to us. And so the biggest thing I could share is I really feel I haven't been this youthful for a long time, near side, because of what this industry is capable of doing in the next 3 to 5 years. Then the other good thing is my wife loves it. So I never stop hearing about it.
Lovely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tim. That was wonderful.
I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on. And by the way, just a thought, if you're open to this, who watches this and references Pickleball Innovators who's coming to town, come on in. I'll give you courtesy 1 game on us just by watching this and referencing it. Just come and say hello.